I'm Brian Ladd with the Ladd Group at Cascade Sotheby's, and I am here with our Fall 2022 market update. It's been a challenging time to try to understand what's happening in the housing market, and I'm going to try to answer what's going on through three questions that we're getting on a daily basis from our clients. And understanding the answers to these questions are mission critical for you to be an informed buyer or an informed seller in this challenging market. Will mortgage rates keep rising? Well, quite possibly yes. Many of the experts that have been predicting an easing in the interest rates by the end of 22, even with a reversal in early 23, are now revising the forecast. The Fed policy that we're seeing with these increased interest rates and inflationary pressures are truly unprecedented, and most are predicting that it's going to take until the end of 2023, if not 2024, to really see a correction or a pullback from these high interest rates. So what to do in this interest rate environment? Well, one, let's start with alternative financing options like ARMs. I'm definitely conservative and don't want our clients to back themselves into products that they could not afford if that interest rate eventually goes up. But there's a lot of good data around using these products because most economists are predicting these interest rates are going to come down in the years to come. Despite the headlines that you may have seen about housing prices crashes, let's look at it. In September 2022, the median sales price was $662,000. That's up 8.5% from $615,000 in September 2021. Yes, it's down from the peak that we had in July, but that was part of our annual peak that we see every spring and summer. And it happens to coincide with the unwinding of that pandemic demand that we saw. Housing price is primarily driven by supply and demand. When there's too few supply, prices go up. When there's an oversupply, prices go down, and it has a bigger factor than recession and interest rates. Inventory has gone up year over year. We're up 27% year over year, but we're still about half the historical norm, which is providing validity to why we're not seeing prices crash here in 2022. And now let's go to what the experts are saying. Ivy Zelman, who's probably the most bear-like on this outlook, she's projecting that U.S. housing prices will fall 4% in 2023 and another 5% in 2024. And Mark Fleming, the chief economist for First American, is saying, while the markets considered overvalued may need to adjust to the not-so-new reality of higher mortgage rates, housing market fundamentals still support a moderation of annual price appreciation rather than a sharp decline. And if we go to the poll of polls and we put together the top 6 price outlooks for 2023, the average appreciation is a positive 1.8%. What does this mean? Well, it means that there is a housing shortage, and despite the interest rate and economic challenges, most experts are still predicting positive price appreciation. And this is really a nuanced discussion that's going to be not only market specific, but tiers within that market. And this is data that we're going to be watching on a weekly and daily basis here in Bend. And number 3, and perhaps the most important question and most salient question that we're getting right now, should I buy a home right now? So housing decisions really are both financial and security. Let's start with the financial side. Over time, owners win over renters in the long term. Housing is the primary equity driver for America, and despite the recent slowdown, there's more home equity and wealth created by housing than in the history of the United States. As well, short-term bets should not be made on housing. If someone is looking and worried about housing prices in 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, it may not be the right time for you to enter the buying market. In addition to the financial benefits of owning a home, let's talk about the security. On average, since 1980, rent prices have gone up 8.6% year over year. Even with the rising interest rates that we're seeing, once you have a fixed monthly payment, that's it, and you know what your monthly payment's going to be now and into the future. So to answer your question, should I buy now? Well, that's very personal. Let's sit down and see if the timing is right for you and see if we can put together a plan to successfully navigate and perhaps take advantage of the dynamics that we're seeing in this market. We at the Ladd Group are here for you both now and into the future.